of a moving observer. Now, when we bring in electromagnetism, right, we have to think about general relativity, right? We have to think about distance terms. So, distance equals constant times time. Very easy. Now that we have that all broken down, that we can refine any of this equation that we have here, that we have Einstein's equations formed to general relativity, right? That we can always convert that back through newtons, through joules, into a measurement in which that can be explained, right? Whether now this ends up being at some point to equal mass, which equals energy over constant squared. At this point of the equation, we still have a refiner in which that we can work this back to a point where we will still get an answer that isn't zero. Right? Now, why will we have an answer that isn't zero? Well, the question on that mind is that, even comprehending this in itself, like you've realistically probably done the exact same thing that a lot of scientists did, to be honest, in the 50s that turned them against imperialism. And whether I bring politics onto it is the point. The fact is that whether you can incorporate all of this equation that we have that based off ones and zeros of determinations of ones and zeros based on a probability factor of that of an open or closed space. And we've taken these equations and refined them to a point in which that adding any more or less field equation in its classical form incorporates to a function that becomes hybrid based on an incorporation of energy to transfer to joules to weight to mass that becomes relevant to distance time given if you calculate the distance in light traveled from a certain time of d. So d is distance, c is constants times time. Now, as long as this matches Newton's laws and this matches